Today we are making nose.
Macarons aren't hard enough to make. We're gonna film it. It's warming up here and the chickens are finally starting to lay more eggs. Now we have extra eggs. What are we gonna do with them?
We're gonna make macarons made out of coffee and what else?
Baileys.
Coffee and Baileys.
We're making French macarons. These are different than the coconut macaroons we all ate when we were little.
French, not with like coconut inside of them like macaroons.
They're a great way to use up some extra farm fresh eggs. We'll only be using the whites. With the yolks, we can make some sort of custard or pudding too. This is almond flour. A lot of recipes call for sifting the almond and the powdered sugar. We don't do that. The class I took suggested instead to layer those two ingredients.
You mix it
in the food processor. If the almond meal gets too hot, it can bring out the oil in the almond meal or almond flour, whichever way you want to say it.
And
so you put the almond flour in the middle, sandwich it between the powdered sugar.
Sandwich, yummy! I love that sandwich because it has sugar, powdered sugar, which is delicious for kids.
Because we're making a coffee shell, we're gonna put in a teaspoon
of coffee.
Yeah. First we're gonna grind it up super smooth though. You want everything to be smooth. Plug that in please.
Yeah. I do not like that sound. Oh, and that smell. Ooh.
We're gonna grind it in our little coffee grinder. That makes it a really nice fine powder.
That looks beautiful. We're gonna whip up the egg whites until they're a stiff meringue.
The egg whites are just starting to foam up. We're gonna start reining in our sugar. What do you think it looks like when you rein it in?
Well, like after we're raining outside.
Yeah. We're looking for a peak that's a little stiffer than that still.
Even the cameramans get treats, even though it's not their video.
That's what our meringue should look like. So we're gonna start adding our almond flour, sugar, and coffee mixture. We're not gonna measure it out, we're gonna do this with the J stroke. Go down and up. Down the middle, down the edge. That'll mix everything together faster than, and still keep your meringue nice and fluffy. It's nice and mixed together. To get the right consistency, we'll paint the sides of the bowl about 3 times. This is important. It gets the right batter texture. Should slowly fall into the bowl.
Good.
So that looks good. Helps our macarons bake up in the oven right so they get those little feet at the bottom. For a long time I was doing all my piping with a Ziploc bag, which works in a pinch. I finally broke down and got some tips.
Look at my fingers. Shing, shing, meta fingers.
The piping bags and tips do make things infinitely easier.
Look at that.
let go. Try that again.
Wow.
It is loud. Drop it. And we'll go like this. Watch your fingers. Why do we have to do that?
Because air is the enemy of macarons, and if you don't get all the air out, there's gonna be a bunch of cracks in your macarons.
All right.
So that's why we have to bang it.
This is a template I got from the online class I took. Helps me make my macarons all similar sizes. That way they bake up nice. And I have nice, consistent little circles to match up. My oven set at 320. This was a big problem why I haven't been able to make macarons and have them turn out right, because my oven isn't right. So I got a temperature gauge that looks like this that goes in the oven. And it's telling me my oven is really at 330, which is where I want my oven to be, 330. So that's perfect temperature. I'm going to keep this on the rack because this is an electric oven. It goes up and down all the time, so I have to adjust my baking time depending on how the oven is cooking. That little temperature gauge has made a world of difference for my macarons. They actually turn out now, and they never did before. So now we watch them bake. Come on, little feet. Affiliate links will be below. We know they're done because I'm touching the tops and it's not sliding back and forth. These are perfect.